Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another week of NRL Tipping. Of course, now we are in round 25, so just 2 weeks left into the finals. So starting off tonight, we have the Broncos at home against the Eels. I'll be tipping the Broncos here. For me, the Broncos are a bit more consistent and they have better defence. Along with that, going back to the consistency point, for me, the Eels have those lapses every so often, whether it been for the whole 80 minutes or just, bits during the game where they just lose their way for a bit. So yeah, I'll be tipping the Broncos here. I think it'll be a pretty decent game. I'll be saying the Broncos by 10. First game for Friday night, we have the Raiders at home to the Knights. This is a bit of a tricky game. I'm going to go for the Raiders though. Obviously, they've got a finals berth to play for. Knights been pretty decent the last few weeks, although coming undone against the Storm last week. Yeah, I'll be tipping the Raiders here. It might be a bit closer than some people think, but I'll be saying the Raiders by 6. Second game for Friday night, we have the Tigers at home to the Cowboys. And to be honest, I'm going to be tipping the Tigers here. I think that the Cowboys, just too many injuries. They've been playing pretty decent. But the Tigers have been, also somewhat decent in the past few weeks, especially last week against the Roosters, no less. So yeah, I'll be tipping the Tigers here. I think it'll be a pretty free-flowing, entertaining game. I'll be saying the Tigers by 6. First game for Super Saturday, we have the Titans at home to the Bulldogs. God, honestly, I'm not really sure who to tip here. Titans are a shambles. Bulldogs are pretty bad also, though they did get the win against Manly last week. I'll be going for the Bulldogs. I mean, pretty much based on nothing, just because they got the win last week and too much drama surrounding the Titans. Bulldogs by 4. Second game for Super Saturday, we have the Storm at home to the Rabbits. Rabbits, the past month or so, they've been putting in some decent performances, some good wins. But, the Storm at home, top of the table, I mean, you just don't tip against them. Storm by 10. Final game for Super Saturday, and probably the game of the round, we have the Sharks at home to the Roosters. I'm going to be going for the Roosters here. I think they had a bit of a wake-up call last week against the Tigers. Obviously, the Sharks had a good win against the Cowboys up in North Queensland. I'm going to go for the Roosters here. I think they just have that little bit extra that the Sharks don't have. However, obviously, I think it'll be a pretty close game. I'll be saying the Roosters by 2. First game for Sunday, we have the Warriors at home against Manly. Of course, Shaun Johnson back. Despite the Warriors, bombing the past kind of 6 or 8 weeks, you kind of still want to tip them because you think that they're going to win. But they got the spine back, they got Johnson back, as I said, and they got all the other, Roger, Luke, and Foran. But I'm going to go for Manly here. Just quite simply, Warriors never really beat Manly anyway. Manly got more to play for. They want to win after their loss last week. Manly by 8. Final game of the round, we have the Panthers at home to the Dragons. Panthers for me. Outside the top 4, the Panthers for me now are a team who I think could win the competition, but I don't think they will. Dragons, as I say every week, they're just not that great of a team. I'll be saying the Panthers here. They're at home, in better form. Panthers by 10. As usual, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know how you got on last week. Obviously, if you took my tips on board, we managed 7 out of 8. So hopefully you did, but if you didn't, maybe you do it this week. Anyway, see you guys next week. Enjoy the footy. See ya.